Welcome to Cory's Stories. Are you ready to meditate with Cory?
Hi friend, don't forget to subscribe, say that you like the video, and also press the bell so that you get notifications every time I make a new video. If you love Heidi, Cherry, and VAYA, or Tucker and Leo stories, you can now get exclusive stories on my Patreon account. Go to the links below the video and you can join Heidi, Cherry, and VAYA Club or the Tucker and Leo Club and get exclusive stories with your names in them. I love you all so much. Enjoy the story. Bye, friend. Are you ready to meditate with Cory? Make sure that you're in your bed and you're ready to relax your body. Try and stay as still as you possibly can. So maybe take a moment to get out all of the wiggles. Just shake your body in bed. Shake out your arms and your hands. Move your head from side to side. And then stop moving. Get comfy. Be still and quiet. Tucker and Leo had been invited to Calvin and Jesse's house. Calvin and Jesse had planned a whole big surprise for Tucker and Leo, and they didn't know anything about it. Calvin had invited their friends, Claire and Noah, and they were all in the kitchen getting ready to go on a little road trip. Leo was asking questions. "Claire," he said, "now tell me about this road trip." Claire said, "I don't really know anything about it. I think it's a surprise that Calvin and Jesse's got planned for you guys." Leo said, "Claire, you know me. I don't really like surprises. I'm going to get all nervous and stressed, and I really don't like this idea at all. You know I'm not like Tucker. Tucker was so excited he couldn't even sleep last night. Me, on the other hand, couldn't sleep because I was so nervous and so stressed, and I really don't feel good about this." Claire said, "Don't worry, Leo." She patted the top of his head and then scratched around the back of his ears. "It's okay because I'll make sure I sit next to you in the car, and that way we can keep each other company and we can keep each other safe, because I don't really like surprises either. And sometimes I get nervous when I don't know what's going on. I'd much rather know. Surprises, even though they're supposed to be fun, sometimes are quite stressful." Leo very much agreed. Leo and Claire were very similar. They were both really sweet, quite sensitive, quite empathic in a way. They noticed energies and moods and everything else that some people don't notice. So Leo felt very reassured that his friend Claire was going to be with him in the back of the car. Tucker was bounding all over the kitchen. "Are we going yet? Is it time? Is it time? I'm so excited. I couldn't sleep last night, Calvin. I couldn't sleep. I was like, oh, Calvin, I wonder what they've got planned. I wonder what Calvin's got planned. I wonder what Jesse's got planned." I thought to myself, oh, Jesse, if Jesse has anything to do with it, he will probably make it a very fun outing. And then I was thinking, oh, well, Calvin's very fun too. And Calvin, they will probably be like, oh, I don't know, maybe Christmas, or maybe Disneyland, or maybe a jumpy castle. Ooh, that would be so much fun. Calvin said, "It's not Disney, it's not Christmas, it's only February, and it's not a jumpy castle." Tucker said, "Oh. Well, I'm sure it's going to be super fun. I'm still excited." It was time for everybody to leave. Calvin and Jessie sat on either side of Tucker, and Claire and Noah sat on either side of Leo. Noah gave Leo a big hug, and Leo snuggled in for a moment. Noah said, "It's going to be fine. Don't worry. I'm sure it's going to be a really fun surprise." Noah could feel Leo too. Leo was shaking just a little bit. Not too much, but just a little mild tremor kept going through his body. And every time it did, both Claire and Noah just gave him a reassuring hug, and they rubbed his nose, and they rubbed his head, and they patted his back, and he was feeling okay. Tucker, on the other hand, couldn't sit still. So Calvin and Jessie had to keep grabbing a hold of him. He wanted to run along the space on the back seat, which wasn't very much space. He kept trampling all over people's feet. Everybody kept going, "Ooh, ow, ooh, Tucker, sit down, ooh, ow, Tucker, sit down." I can't help myself, I'm so excited. Calvin said, "Well, we need to just do like a little pit stop before. I'm really hungry. Can we just do like a drive-through, Mum?" Mum turned around and smiled the biggest smile, and Calvin winked. It was like they were in on some kind of secret, some kind of plot that they'd already got planned. Jessie looked at Calvin, and Calvin looked at Jessie. They'd been planning it for days. They'd only just heard about this surprise. They were super excited to see both Leo and Tucker and their reaction to this surprise, because they didn't even know that this surprise existed before one of their friends told them. Calvin was like, "We have to do it. They're gonna love it." Jessie was like, "Oh yeah, I can't wait to see Tucker's reaction." Leo, on the other hand, might not be so fussed. They were driving through a McDonald's drive-thru. Calvin and Jessie's mum ordered a bunch of stuff. Something for Claire, something for Noah, something for Calvin, something for Jessie. And then she said, "And 2 pup cups." Tucker's ears twitched. I'm a pup. I'm a puppy. Well, I'm not really a puppy. I'm a grown dog now, but I was a puppy. Is that something to do with me? Is that something to do with our surprise? Is that something that's very nice and delicious to eat? Is it something that's going to make Leo come out in hives? Is it something that's going to make me poop my pants? Because I've never had it before. Because Mummy says, "Oh no, you're not allowed that food because you'll poop your pants." And I'm always like, "Mummy, give me a break. I can eat so many different things." And Mummy's like, No, you've had some of the strangest poops, Tucker. I'm not trusting you with this. We're going to stick to your chicken and your dog food, and that's it. And I'm like, "Oh, Mummy, just try me. Try me with that tangerine. I bet you any money it doesn't make me poop my pants." Is it one of those surprises that's going to make me poop my pants? I promise I'll try really hard not to do that in the car, Mrs. Calvin and Jessie's mummy. The suspense was killing him. Leo was a little bit interested. I mean, I know Leo's very sensitive and very funny, but he still does like a good snack. And he does have a bit of a sweet tooth. So he was hoping in his mind that maybe it was something delicious. The lady at the drive-thru window passed a bunch of bags through, and then she passed these 2 things that looked like squirty cream or something like that. Ice cream, maybe. Like a soft scoop ice cream. The swirly ones. You know, the ones that come out of a machine that look like swirly clouds. It looked a bit like that. Calvin grabbed a hold of one, and Noah grabbed a hold of the other. They pulled out of the drive-thru and parked in the car park. Jessie said, "This is your surprise! It's called a pup cup. All this time we've been going to McDonald's and we didn't even know there was things for pets. Pup cups! It's yours, guys!" Calvin held the pup cup in front of Tucker's nose. and he sniffed it. Oh, goodness gracious me, that smells absolutely delicious. It smells like, heaven. It smells just like heaven. Leo sniffed his very carefully and got a little bit on the end of his nose. Claire started laughing. She laughed and said, "You looked a bit like Santa Claus then." Leo smiled and licked it off the end of his nose. To his surprise, it was very creamy and sweet and delicious. He started licking it more. Claire laughed, Noah laughed. They were very happy that Leo liked it. And then Tucker dived into his. And then Jessie moved it away and had a lick. And Tucker looked at him and said, Excuse me, I think that's a pop cup. Pop cup, not a human cup, it's a pop cup. What do you think you're doing? And anyway, I've been licking that, and that's mine. I claimed it, I licked it. I put my germs on it and I licked it, Jessie. You're so gross. Do you know what the things that I licked during the day? I licked the cement, I licked the floor, I licked the grass, I licked my feet, I licked my... Oh no, do it? Oh yes, I do actually. Sometimes I lick my bum. Jessie went, I don't care, it's a pop cup, it's delicious. Calvin looked at Jessie and said, You're so gross. Jessie said, Yeah, I know, and started laughing. And then he passed it back to Tucker. And Tucker stuck his long tongue in it and licked 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 and licked, and it was gone very quickly. That's gone very quickly, he said to everyone. Leo eats a lot slower. He was taking his time, like it was his favourite thing in the world, and he was trying to spare the moment of it being all gone and finished and being sad. Tucker was eyeballing Leo's. Leo said, Back off, Tucker. Tucker started laughing. You know you love me, Leo. You know you'll share. Come on, Leo, share. Just a little bit. Just one little lick. Just one little nose squish in your pup cup. That's all I need. Leo leaned back as if to let Tucker come forward and lick on his pup cup. He shared. Tucker said, Oh, thank you. He dived in and had a big lick, and it went all over his mouth and his lips. And then Tucker said, Oh, that was absolutely delicious. I think actually, Leo, yours tastes nicer than mine for some reason. I think yours was nicer because it was yours. You know when you have something of somebody's and it belongs to somebody else and they share a bit with you and you're like, Oh gosh, that's the best cheese sandwich I've ever tasted. And yet you've had so many cheese sandwiches. But when you have some cheese sandwich of somebody else's that somebody else made and you're like, did you do something different? Did you put different butter on it? Did you put like different pickle on it or something? Because that cheese sandwich is so nice. It tasted like that, Leo. Leo said, You're welcome. And he licked slower and slowly and a little bit more and a little bit more. And then finally, Leo's pup cup was emptied too. Leo looked at Claire and Noah and said, That was a really good surprise. Claire said, Oh, I'm glad you liked it, Leo. And she rubbed the part of his head that was right there in between his two ears. Noah said, Well, that's a relief because we thought you might be allergic. Leo said, I might, but it was worth it. Now where are we going? Is there any other drive-thrus that does pup cups? Jessie and Calvin's mum started laughing. Maybe we could do like a drive around town and find all the different places that do pup cups. We're not used to having dogs in the car. Now we have an excuse to stop at all these different places for pup cups. Tucker said, You can loan me anytime. Anytime you guys need to have a little drive around town to find a place that sells a puppy cup, then just call me up and I'll be here. Services
Tucker to the service. I am here to drive in your vehicle and ask for puppy cups at Arby's, at McDonald's, at Wendy's, at I don't know any others.
Leo said. Burger King?
Yes, that's right, Burger King. What about that other place that sells all those beans that make you toot?
Leo said. Chipotle?
Yes, Chipotle. I wonder if they have pup cups. They might not have pup cups. I don't even think Chipotle's a drive-through, is it?
The kids ate their meals. And then they drove around for a little bit. They spotted all sorts of different places that you could possibly get a pup cup. There was KFC. There was different pizza places. There was coffee shops. There was all sorts of different places. There were boundless possibilities to where you could get a pup cup. Jesse was very excited about this. He decided that from now on, whenever they eat out, they're going to pretend that they've got a dog with them so he can eat the pup cup because it was really good. And that way he doesn't have to share germs. Not that Jesse minded. He really didn't mind at all. Tucker and Leo had a really nice time with the kids, but eventually they had to go home. When they went home, they both relaxed on their big, soft, comfortable dog bed. Tucker's belly was rumbling a little bit, as if the dairy was bothering him slightly. Not too much, not enough to put him off pup cups, but enough to let him know that maybe his belly doesn't like pup cups as much as he does. He was tooting quite a lot that night. Tucker's mummy was not happy with it. But Tucker didn't mind. Eventually the dogs fell fast asleep. Very, very happy. The end.